obviously I support what Mr. Yarmouth is bringing before us here today, but I just want to make a couple of points for the record. And I really always enjoy hearing my Republican friends saying they look forward to working with us, and yet, we can't even get an agreement to bring suspension bills to the floor. Mostly bills that pass overwhelmingly normally, and because Republicans are having a meltdown for whatever reason, we can't even get bills that normally would pass this House either unanimously or or by an overwhelming majority to the floor. We tried on the January 6th Commission to work in a bipartisan way. We did that. The Republican who Mr. McCarthy assigned to negotiate the deal, we did a good job, supported it. We gave Mr. McCarthy everything he wanted, and that wasn't enough. So I really am tired of the talking point that we look forward to working with you, because you don't. I think it's pretty clear. I also get tired of the talking point of, oh, we care about the debt and the deficit. I remember you passed a tax cut mostly for rich people that cost over $2 trillion over the next decade, and none of it was paid for. And talk about problems to solve. We have people in your conference who don't even believe we have a climate crisis, and yet work overtime to try to find ways to block anything that might address that issue. And when you talk about government shutdowns, boy, the last big government shutdown I remember was when you guys controlled the House, the Senate, and the White House, and you shut it down. That's a first in history. On infrastructure, everybody said, one of the things, Joe Biden's predecessor said that when he was campaigning that he wanted to do something on infrastructure. We thought that might be a place for common ground, and yet Republicans don't want to work with us on anything or anything meaningful. And so we had infrastructure weeks. How insulting to the American people, infrastructure weeks. We now have an infrastructure bill that has bipartisan support in the Senate. I expect when it comes to the floor that there'll be some Republicans who support it. But I'll just say one final thing, and that is, Mr. Smith, I always enjoy when you come before the Rules Committee, because it reminds me about the fact that I don't think we have shared values about what we need to do in this country. I've been home. I assume you guys have been home as well, but I've talked to a lot of my constituents who really didn't know where they could put food on the table, who are so grateful for the child tax credit. Literally, people, the hunger rate in this country was skyrocketing. And now we see statistics where the poverty rate is being cut. I think that's a good thing. But then again, I also think the government needs to be there for the least among us, for those who struggle. We need to do something about the climate crisis. We need to do something about our infrastructure. We need to do something about, affordable daycare and affordable college education. All those things are incredibly important. But I just don't think we share the same values. And so, we're going to fight for what we believe in, and you can fight for what you believe in, and we'll see how it all works out. But I just, the same old tired talking points that get trotted out all the time. And yet, it wasn't too long ago when you controlled everything here. And we saw what you did, and we saw what you didn't do. So I think this is the right thing to do. And I want this rule passed so we can get to the infrastructure bill, the physical infrastructure bill, the human infrastructure bill, and also so we can get to protecting people's right to vote at a time when that sacred right, as John Lewis says, is under attack. Mr. Cole.